Emma always believed that small towns were supposed to be safe, safe from storms, safe from fear, safe from the kind of moments that crack a family in half, but nothing felt safe the night the thunder rolled over Willow Creek. It was 8:47 p.m. when the storm hit, the kind of storm that sounded like the sky was being torn open. Streetlights flickered, dogs barked, and the whole town held its breath. Inside the little blue house at the edge of the woods, Emma was cooking dinner when the lights went out. The thunder shook the cabinets and plates rattled on the shelves. Liam, her 12-year-old son, stood by the window counting the seconds between lightning strikes just like Ethan taught him. Ethan, her husband, was out working late at the sheriff's office. And Shadow, their big black shepherd, was pacing restlessly, sensing something Emma couldn't yet. Another crack of thunder hit. Shadow barked. The front gate blew open, and before Emma could even call his name, Shadow bolted out the door and disappeared into the rain. Shadow, Shadow, no. Emma's heart slammed against her ribs. She grabbed a flashlight, threw on a jacket, and stepped out onto the porch, but the rain was already pounding so hard she could barely see past the yard. She went back inside, shaking. Liam looked at her with wide, scared eyes. "Mom, we have to go after him. We will," she said as soon as the rain slows down. But it didn't, not for hours, and while the storm raged outside, Emma's fear grew inside. Because Shadow never ran, and he always came home, always, but not tonight. Tonight, everything was different. By 10 p.m., the storm hadn't softened, it had worsened. Branches cracked. Sirens wailed somewhere across town. Power lines hissed and sparked. Emma tried calling Ethan again and again, but the network was overloaded. Liam paced the living room, biting his nails. "Mom, Shadow is out there alone. He's smart," Emma whispered. "He'll find his way back." But she didn't believe her own words. Then, without warning, the wind slammed against the back door, and the sound came, a howl, not a dog's bark, a long, sharp, desperate howl from deep within the woods. Shadow, Liam's eyes widened. He threw on his raincoat, and before Emma could stop him, he ran out the door. "Liam, Liam, come back." The lightning flashed, illuminating Liam's small figure, scrambling past the yard and disappearing into the trees. Emma froze. Her world stopped. It felt as if the storm wasn't outside anymore, it was inside her chest. She grabbed the keys, ran to the car, slammed the door shut, and sped down the muddy road toward the woods trail. But the storm had other plans. A fallen tree blocked the path. She couldn't drive. She couldn't see. She couldn't hear anything except thunder. Her hands shook so hard she dropped the flashlight. "Please, please, God, don't let anything happen to my son." Her voice cracked into the night. And for the first time in her life, Emma felt truly helpless. It took Ethan nearly an hour to reach her. By the time his truck's headlights cut through the darkness, Emma was soaked, shivering, and barely able to speak. "Liam," he ran into the woods. After Shadow, Ethan held her face in his hands. "We'll find them, I promise." He grabbed his large, tactical flashlight, threw on his rain gear, and together they entered the woods. The trees groaned under the wind, mud sucked at their boots, rain stung their faces, branches snapped above them like warning signs. They called Liam's name again and again. "Liam, buddy, Liam, answer US. Shadow, here boy." But there was only the storm. Only the endless roar of water, only the slip of mud beneath their feet. Ethan kept checking his watch. Every minute mattered. Cold kills fast, fear kills faster. Emma kept imagining Liam calling for them, and no one hearing him. Then at 1:09 a.m. the sound came again, but this time not a howl, a bark. A desperate, sharp bark. Shadow, he was alive. Ethan pointed the flashlight deeper into the woods. "Come on." They pushed forward, their breaths loud, their hearts louder. The beam of light bounced across the trees until it caught something paw prints, fresh ones, leading down a steep muddy slope. Emma's heart jumped. They're close. The slope was dangerous, slick, with mud and rainwater rushing like a miniature river. Ethan went first, sliding halfway down before catching a tree root. Emma followed, slipping, falling to her knees, but refusing to stop. At the bottom, the path opened to a narrow ravine, and the light revealed something that made Emma's breath catch in her throat. A small blue jacket, half covered in mud, Liam's jacket. Emma fell to her knees, sobbing, "Liam, Liam." Ethan scanned the surroundings, his eyes sharp despite the storm. "Footprints," he whispered. He walked this way, and, look, claw marks, shadows, traced right beside Liam's track. He stayed with him, Ethan said softly. Shadow stayed with him the whole way. They followed the tracks along the ravine until something flashed in the beam of the flashlight. A branch, a large fallen tree, and beneath it a small shape curled tightly, mud-covered, shivering, still. Liam. Emma rushed forward, slipping in the mud, falling, but crawling the last few feet until she reached him. He was awake barely, his lips blue, his hair soaked, but his eyes alive. "Mom." Emma held him, sobbing into his muddy hair. "It's okay, baby. I'm here. I'm here." Ethan leaned over them, his hands trembling as he checked Liam's pulse. "He's cold, but okay, we need to get him home now." And then Emma noticed him, Shadow, lying pressed against Liam's side, soaking wet, shivering, but refusing to move, as if guarding Liam with the last ounce of strength he had. Emma touched Shadow's head. "You saved him. You saved our boy." Shadow whimpered softly, nuzzling Liam. In that moment, nothing else existed. Not the storm, not the cold, not the fear. Just a family reunited in the middle of the dark, angry woods. It took them nearly an hour to climb back up the ravine. Emma cradled Liam against her chest, Ethan supporting both of them. Shadow limped beside them, refusing to be carried. The rain slowly calmed. The thunder faded. The trees settled into silence. By the time they reached the trail's edge, the worst of the storm had passed. Their house appeared through the darkness like a small beacon of hope. Inside, after blankets, hot water, and the longest group hug of their lives, Liam finally whispered, "Mom." Shadow didn't let me fall asleep. Every time I closed my eyes, he nudged me, he stayed awake, so I stayed awake. Emma cried again. Ethan wiped his face. Shadow lay at their feet, exhausted, his eyes barely open, but his tail wagged at Liam's voice. They slept in the living room that night, all four of them too afraid to be apart. Sunrise over Willow Creek never looked so peaceful. The storm had passed, the sky was clear, and inside the blue house at the edge of the woods, everything felt whole again. Emma brewed coffee, Ethan made breakfast. Shadow slept with his head in Liam's lap. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. Some nights change you. Some storms break you open. Some moments teach you what really matters. And this night, the night they found Liam, the night Shadow saved him, was one of them. They saved us. Emma wrapped her arms around both of them, Liam and Shadow, pulling them into a deep, trembling hug. Ethan joined them, and for a moment, the world felt completely still. The house was quiet. The storm was gone, and everything felt whole again. If you're still here with Ethan, Emma, Liam, and Shadow in this moment, I want to ask you something gently, right here, right now. Do you feel that this ending gave justice to Emma and Ethan's journey? Just type yes or no, I'd love to know. And if this story touched your heart, drop 100 in the comments so I know you enjoyed it. Also tell me what country you're watching from, and if you can, please share this story so more people can feel this moment with us.